Nichols here, touringplans.com. I am at Disney Springs. The second generation is built of what used to be downtown Disney. And I am here to show you the top 5 bars at Disney Springs. When they redesigned this place, they added a lot of great bars. So this list is a tough one to choose from, but we did it. So let's go with the top 5 bars in Disney Springs.
Hi everybody, sorry to cut in on myself here, but as you can tell, I am not at Disney Springs at the moment. You probably have noticed if you watched a lot of these top 5 videos that I filmed a couple of them on the same day. Don't know if you noticed that or not, but I did. And I haven't been back to Disney Springs in a little bit, so I didn't get a chance to fill in the missing parts of this video. So here we are at my home in Pennsylvania talking about bars at Disney Springs, and man, it is making me want to drink because I do love a good themed bar. Even if you don't like alcoholic drinks, the theming on some of these bars can be incredible, including some of the ones at Disney Springs, and some of them serve really darn good food. And just want to let you know, if any of your favorites are missing here, I couldn't quite narrow it down to 5. So what I think I'm going to do is have a second top 5. A couple of the videos I've done so far are going to have a second top 5. Spoiler alert, I guess, on that one. So if you really like some of them that aren't on this list, don't worry, they are coming in the future. So what is coming on this list at number 5? Well, it's kind of a weird one. T-Rex. And I know what you're saying. T-Rex is a loud, obnoxious restaurant aimed at dinosaur-loving children or adults. You're right on all of those counts, but the bar is super cool in there. It is this giant squid sitting on top of a real aquarium, and the entire bar kind of glows. They have some pretty weird drinks, including this cotton candy martini that they put the cotton candy in the glass first and then pour the drink over it so it all melts in. It's really, really sugary. Not really my thing, but it is definitely a unique drink. Now, I wouldn't recommend staying in the T-Rex for all that long because if you hear that meteor shower that goes off every few minutes too many times, it'll really start to give you a headache. So it's a great place to go in, check it out, grab a drink, and then move on to another bar. Say maybe the next one on our list. Number 4 on our list of the best bars at Disney Springs. It's a little bit of a surprise. It is Morimoto Asia, this big glass behemoth behind me. This is the Disney Springs restaurant of Chef Morimoto, known from Iron Chef mostly, but lots of different cooking stuff. If you know any sort of celebrity chefs, you know who Morimoto is already. The bar in there is actually surprisingly good, and the menu you can get there, including things like sushi, California rolls, dim sum, is great. The next one is another great Disney Springs bar. This is the Boathouse. It is fantastic. The Boathouse was our #1 table service restaurant at Disney Springs, and here it comes in on the bars list too. Now the inside bar is nice, especially if it's real hot or if you want to eat a little bit more. But the reason it's really on this list is this bar out on the dock. Look at this setting. It is gorgeous. You sit out there, you get a nice little breeze over the water, and you get to watch those crazy ampy cars come and go from here. The number 2 bar that you will find here at Disney Springs is Irish, and that's Raglan Road right behind me. And it feels like an Irish pub. Even though it is a huge place and it is always crowded, especially this time of night when Disney Springs is obviously busy. It is a wonderful place. There's lots of different rooms. There's lots of different corners you can hide in. I love it. Raglan Road, like I said, is a huge place. This main room here, they have music and dancing, but in my opinion, it's also the least Irish feeling. It's just too big. Almost looks more like a church, which you can draw your own conclusions about Irish churches and bars being the same thing. There are a few smaller bars off to the side that, of course, have whiskey flights and your pint of Guinness. That's a pretty good pour, if I do say so myself. But what I like are these smaller rooms off to the side. They have music room, these nice squishy comfy chairs, and they have these snugs, which in Old Europe is where the women used to sit while their men were in the proper bar drinking. That doesn't happen anymore. I hope that you will still see the snugs in a lot of pubs in Ireland, and they recreated it here, which I think is pretty awesome.
All right, this is it. The #1 bar you can visit while at Disney Springs is Jock Lindsey's Hangar Bar. This bar is designed after a really, really minor character in Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's the guy that flew the plane that got Indy away from the natives in the opening scene. Well, he has a bar, and it's pretty awesome.
Now, Jock Lindsey is an adventurer, just like Indiana Jones himself. And you will see a ton of stuff all over the place, indicating all of his world travels, and some of them with Indiana Jones. But they have some pretty good food, more like pub food or appetizers, but it's all quality stuff. They have this cool diving contraption in the corner that you can actually sit in. You see it from the outside here. They have a deck, an outdoor bar, and this, the boat Reggie, that doesn't actually lower into the water, thankfully, because there are tables on it, but you can sit in it. The lights flicker every few minutes because, you know, the wiring's not that great. It's part of the theme, don't worry about it. But all of this stuff together is why Jock Lindsey's is my favorite, and I think you won't get too much argument that there is a better bar at Disney Springs than Jock's. And that's going to do it. Hopefully, if you're looking for a place to grab a drink, or just looking for an interesting time, Jock Lindsey's is a great place to stop. Disney Springs has so many places so close together. If you're with a couple friends and want to have 3 or 4 drinks, it's a great spot to go and get a different one at every place. I wouldn't recommend doing too many of them. And I would also recommend, by the way, taking the Disney buses there, because driving to Disney Springs and then going on a bar tour, not a great idea. Watching this video, subscribing to our YouTube channel, liking it, leaving comments, sharing it with everyone you know, those are all great ideas. Thanks for watching. Be excellent to each other.